What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 22 of my round to 100 million. I was gonna say NA 0 to hero, but this is not it. Or a road to 100 million. So let's. This week has been, as we will see, one of the worst weeks I've ever had. It has been. It's been pretty abysmal, actually. Particularly on Draenor. But yeah, we'll look at the numbers and then we'll talk about it. So let's dive in and look at the overall stuff here. So when we look at my current gold, it's 27.8, which is a little bit less than last week. It's actually 800k less than last week. So that's a good chunk down. And if we take a look, we can very easily spot where the issue is on Draenor. I spent a buttload of money on Draenor. Not all of it for this patch, so some of this is me investing for the future. I've bought a good chunk of materials because they're relatively cheap now, so I just want to have them ready to go for the next patch for 9.1. Just have enough materials that I know I can craft a lot of legendaries when there will be very significant demand again. But part of this is also obviously due to the fact that my sales are nowhere to be found. 1.5 mil. And this was for a full week of reposting. I did not slack at all. This is what I'm doing. This is doing the full speed. And yeah, legendary prices have been awful for on Draenor this week. When I run a post scan, 90% of the legendaries are posted at my minimum price, which means that there's it's not showing enough profit for me, really, and I'm posting at the min price and only hoping someone will reset, which, I mean, that's not going to happen much over the weekend, and you can see that on my sales. We're down at 1.5 mil, which is really bad. No way around that. It's been a crap week on Draenor. We had our big mailbox Wednesday plus Thursday, which is generally where I get most of my sales. It was just 900,000 this week. If we go back a week, let me see, the 20th, it was 1.3 mil the week before. And then if we go back another week, we'll at the 12th. That can be it was 1.1 million on the 17th as well. But yeah, generally it's been much larger than what it was this week, where it was absolutely terrible, pretty much. I've started buying a little bit of battle pets on Draenor, which is gonna draw down my gold amounts on Draenor, of course. But that's not. This is mostly due to just buying materials, restocking legendaries, and barely getting sales. If this had been like last week in terms of sales, I would have made money. I would have been just losing a small amount of money, which is essentially the stuff I invested into materials. But that's not where we are. So nothing much to do about that. On my other realms, I'm getting, well, the regular amount of sales, I'd say. Definitely seeing a couple of a bright spot here on Ravencrest. I shopped today. I bought materials today, so obviously it changed since last week. Is looking like I lost a lot of money, but we're making sales consistently. We're making sales as much as 114k, which is quite good. Yeah, Ravencrest is generating sales from material flipping very consistently. I'm getting sales every day as well, which is not the case on all of my realms. Like, look at Twilight's Hammer with 1200 gold. Which is nothing. So there's a couple of realms that stand out as not doing particularly well lately. Twilight's Hammer, actually, 2 weeks, 1200 gold. That's absolutely awful. So we'll have to see if we can do something about that. I have a ton of materials on Twilight's Hammer. But if this continues, then there's no point in even reposting here. Maybe I should discontinue this realm and move my gold somewhere else. This is actually a pretty real consideration, considering how this is looking. For my others, we're looking at decent sales. At least one of the last 2 weeks we had some good sales on Darkmoon Fair. I think I sold a BOE this week for 145k. And outside of that, we're getting stuff that I'm happy with. Twisting Nether was a little weak this week, but it was quite good last week. And I don't have that many materials. And currently I'm just material flipping there. And that's going to be a roller coaster. Like 1 week I might sell out on monolite ore after buying monolite ore for in smaller quantities over like a 3 week period, and then suddenly someone comes and buys it all and I get a huge payday. So the paydays are going to be large, but they're going to be a little bit far between because I don't have that many different materials yet. Eventually I'm assuming we'll get to this kind of level. The same point with Ravencrest, where we actually have like millions of gold posted worth of materials posted to the auction house, and we can get some semi-regular sales, but we're not there yet. So yeah, we can jump in on Draenor, and this is how my post scans have been looking all week for legendaries. Below min price, below min price, below min price, below min price, literally everywhere. Absolutely a very sad sight. Not gonna lie, like it's been a barren week. So at this point I have to consider just cutting my profit margins very slightly. I can cut my min price a little bit and still make money. They're not like at rock bottom, and that might be worth it just to generate some volume and not just be sitting on materials. Because I don't think the rank 2s and 3s and 4s, we'll see how exactly how it works in 9.1. They might keep their value better than expected, because the rank 2s and 3s kept their value much better than I expected. But it's going to be much easier to farm soul ash, and presumably much easier to just push to rank 4, and then you'll be more restricted in going from rank 4 to rank 6, 5 and 6. So we might see the meta being like mostly rank 4 legendaries, and people don't even craft rank 1s anymore. That could be the case, but we'll just have to see. If we look at my revenue last 7 days, well, it's going to look similar to normal. Just legendaries. We didn't sell any expensive mounts this week, so nothing to help us out there, which we did get a couple of last week. And as you can see, there's not that many in the high price, very few sales in the above 20k range, and just a relatively meager overall pickings. There is some nice stuff, like I've started doing some of this crafted gear, uncommon crafted gear, and some of this has some pretty ridiculous profit margins. Like look, we're selling this masterful lace strike choker that has a crafting cost in like the 20 to 40. If I used a crafter's mark, then it's gonna be about 50-60 gold crafting cost, and we sold it for 300. Or this deadly lace strike choker, which is exactly as cheap and sold for 600 gold. So this is super high profit margin, but very low like total gold. We're not making much total gold at all from this, obviously, because it's all just like 300 gold items. And yeah, the 168 gear keeps being a consistent seller, and we've made a good chunk of money with that. We can probably, if we deselect all and just go to rares, we'll get how much money we've made with 168 gear this week. So that's 229k. And yeah, it's a good market. I could probably make more if I restocked more and or reposted a little bit more aggressively. But this is at least a bright spot, whereas legendaries this week have been the opposite. It's been a very dark spot. very lackluster this week. So we'll see. I have restocked legendaries, so we are ready to go into the reset that's coming on Wednesday. Of course, it will be very interesting to see how the launch of TBC affects, because this week, of course, I'm recording these 1 week ahead of time. TBC is coming on Wednesday. Will that affect sales? Will that affect the competition on the auction house? We'll have to see, of course. I won't see that much because I'm planning to do a lot of TBC for launch week on stream, at least. Of course, I'll still be reposting my auctions, but diving into the gold making pool of a new expansion is going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at. We're still at a healthy gold total. And it hasn't been all bad besides Draenor, which is a little bit investing for the future and a little bit low sales due to prices really cratering. So hopefully we'll be able to make some changes and see a slightly better picture on Draenor next week. For the rest of the realms, it's working out well. I probably want to buy some more battle pets soon. And just keep them going. I don't think I'm gonna add more realms. I already take enough time to repost on as is. But we're plodding along. We hit 3 million on the Shatar. I forgot about that. A milestone reached. We hit 3 million on the Shatar. We've been it's been a while since we've hit the milestone, I think, on any of my realms. So that's nice. And our shoulder rib has been going very well over the last 2 weeks, so hopefully we can keep that up. Maybe we'll hit another 3 million gold realm. Yeah, so that's it for this weekly update. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the series, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Have a profitable week, guys. Goodbye.